Danny Mac, the 13th note in Glasgow, in conversation with PMTs.
Martin, vocals, singer of.
What brings you to Glasgow tonight, Martin?
Well, we played the 13th note last year, and we've just released our second CD, and well, Mikey, that we know from last year, has booked us again to come up and play again. So that's why we're here.
Smashing. A great gig tonight.
Absolutely fantastic. I absolutely loved it tonight. The bands on before us, Skag Hooers and Performance Enhancing Suppositories, were absolutely brilliant. And yeah, a really good crowd.
And a good crowd.
Yeah.
There was actually more people here tonight than there was for the Lockers last night.
All right, nice
They
one.
were playing in Glasgow at Ivory Blacks.
Ah, good one. Yeah. And the Who are playing tonight.
Correct.
And I bet Roger Daltrey thought, oh, PMT's playing
It's a
tonight.
difficult decision.
Yeah, they're charging £4 on the door. Should we charge 25? I don't know.
So you guys are from Bolton, is that correct?
Correct, yes. Bolton, Lancashire. Yeah.
What is the music scene like in Bolton?
It's not too bad. It's not brilliant. It's like a lot of parochial towns, I suppose. You've got to go to your bigger cities like Manchester to get a better scene. Blackpool's moving on a little bit now with what they're doing over
Blackpool
there.
seems to be putting a lot of gigs on.
Yeah, a lot of free entry gigs at the Waterloo. They're doing very well. You can't knock it. Lots of people turn up. They pay the bands out of what they take on the bar, you know. So yeah, it's all good. But places like Bolton, you know, they've got a small crowd. But this year we're putting on the Bolton Punks Picnic, and we sold 125 tickets for that, and we've got 50 band members as well. So there's going to be 200 people turning up in July for that. So yeah, people have actually this year put their hand in the pocket, bought a ticket, and they're going to turn up and watch some punk bands, which is nice to see.
Smashing. How would you describe pre-menstrual tension? We called you PMT earlier.
PMT, how would I describe it? It's like herding cats. Absolutely like herding cats. I tend to do quite a lot in the band in regard to gigs and things like that, organising stuff. And the others, yeah, they're an integral part of the band, but it's absolute chaos at sometimes. It's absolute chaos.
I think every band does.
Yeah, it's indescribable.
Somebody has to be in control.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you want to view it, that's me. But yeah, it's like herding cats. It's a pain in the backside at times, but generally it works out all right. We do a lot of things in advance. We plan things like we should do, like the CD that we just released. We started planning that last October. The gigs that we're doing this year, we booked last year. So yeah, I mean it's all good. Everybody plays a part in the band. So but at times it's just absolute chaos.
The last album, Internet Troll. Tell us about the track Camera Shy.
Well, Camera Shy. Well, when we reformed as a band in 2014, we looked at local recording studios to rehearse, and we went to where we rehearse now, DOA Studios. Hello, Andy Dawson, how are you doing? And he's in a band called Billy Club. He has the rehearsal studios. But upstairs is a camera club. One particular Wednesday, I think it was a Thursday night, we started to rehearse. We rehearsed on a Wednesday night, but originally it was a Thursday night, and I'm stood outside the it's like an old mill. And I'm stood outside, I've got a fag in my hand, and this young lady pulls up in a car. And she gets out of the car, she says to me, excuse me. And I thought, what's this? You've done all right here. But no.
What time are pre-menstrual tension on tonight?
No. She was trying to find out where the camera. There's a camera club, which was upstairs, which was frequented every Thursday night by middle-aged chaps that went to photograph models. Let's call them.
Yep.
So anyway, this was I think it was one of my first nights there. So I didn't.
You got the number for this place?
No. We don't rehearse on the Thursday anymore. We change it to the Wednesday. So what happened was she found whoever it was to do the rehearsal, the photo shoot. She was a model for these camera guys, And the next time I saw her, she was stood in a bra and knickers on the stairway with about 3 or 4 chaps, middle-aged chaps, just taking photos, you know. And we thought, that's just weird. That's just not right. You know, these young girls being...
I think you'll find it goes on at every
Oh,
camera
I'm
club.
sure whatever goes on in a camera club, I'm sure stays in camera club. But it just wasn't for us. So I went home and wrote Camera Shy, and we put a bit of a spin on it. And I brought it in the following week, and that's the first song we did as a new song, as reforming. And Bob, our drummer, at first didn't like it, but then he got into it, and yeah, I mean, now it goes down a storm. It's just one of those songs.
That was the last track tonight.
It was the last
and it went
track
down
tonight.
very well tonight.
Yeah, it's a really good song. A lot of people's favourite, you know. Not particularly my favourite, and I know Angelina is recording us at the moment. She said that
She's no camera shy.
She's not camera shy, no, but it wasn't a favourite at the beginning, but she certainly learned to like that song.
But that happens with a lot of bands, Martin.
Yeah.
Somebody will take a song in and the rest of the band just think, no, we don't like it.
Yeah.
And then further down the line,
Yeah.
they start to feel it better, and then before you know it...
We've not got that many songs that I don't think there's ever been a song that we've never started, that we've never finished, that we don't like. You know, I tend to write a lot of the songs. Malk throws a couple in every now and then, but he does all the music and what have you. But there's not really a song that we've never started that we've never finished.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's a...
What I was meaning was it ended up becoming a favourite.
Oh,
the ones that were
we've all
sceptical about at the beginning.
Yeah, we've all got favourites for different reasons. We're writing a new song at the minute. I think one of our favourites is Known to the Place, because it's got a funky tune to it. My favourite's Flag of Convenience because I wrote it and I like the words to it. But yeah, we all like favourites for different reasons, you know. But yeah, it's just one of them things with songs, you know.
How did the band actually come together?
Well, we started off in 1986, and I was in a band. I was 16 at the time, and I'd just been in a band called Legalise, and Malk had been in a local band called Abolish Noise, and we didn't know each other. I left this band, which was essentially kids from school. My brother was in the band, and I wanted to head in a different direction and not play the 80s pop tunes that they wanted to play. So I just put an advert up in the local rehearsal studios in West Orton, turn left at the Chippy, straight behind. and Malk contacted me. I put an advert up saying vocalist wanting band, influences, Buzzcocks, Dead Kennedys, that kind of stuff at the time. And about a week later, Malk rang me, the guitarist that we've got. And that was it. And then Bob followed after about 3 drummers. We tried 3 or 4 drummers out. Bob was in a band called Phobia. We pinched the bass player first, and then Bob followed on. So since then, it's been the lineup has always been me, Malk, and Bob, and then Jay joined us 2014 when we reformed, and he played in a band with Bob and Malk called MC Ultra. So they knew each other. I didn't know Jay, but now we're a 4-piece as we are.
Well, you've done well remembering all that.
Yeah, we're writing a book at the moment. There's about what?
Oh, that's why.
yeah. It's about 11,000 words gone into it at the minute. Angelina's doing it, and it covers everything from like 1985 to present day, with loads of photos in it. I think she's titled it "I Wonder Why." Which is a track that we used to play, still do play. Yeah.
Well, Martin, tell the listeners about the new album. What's the title, and why should people go out and buy it?
Why should people go out and buy it? Well, the title's called "Don't Stray Off the Path." That came about through Angelina's photography. Angelina did the photography for Internet Troll. And it worked so well. We asked her to have a look at "Don't Stray Off the Path." But one of the images that she photographed was an industrial door, and on one of the doors it said "Don't Stray Off the Path," and on the other door it said "Free Toys." and we've used that industrial door, that picture, as part
Yeah.
as the front cover of the album. So that's how it came about, just really from the artwork that she's produced. And why should people buy it? Because it's a bloody good album, to be honest with you. There's 10 tracks on there. We did 8 tracks on Internet Troll. We felt it was a little bit too short. We wanted to do 12 tracks, but we ended up doing 10. But the 10 tracks are really good, solid tracks. I don't think there's a bad one amongst them. So yeah, go out and spend your £7. A lot of bands will only charge you £3 or £4 or £5, but I think it's really worth the value at £7. Go and spend your £7 and buy Don't Stray Off the Path.
Have you managed any support slots with bands that you respect?
Oh God, yeah. It's taken us a while to get back up to where we wanted to be, but we've got coming up a support slot with Subhumans. The last time we supported Subhumans, well, it wasn't Subhumans, it was Culture Shock, was in 1988
Yeah.
in Star and Garter in Manchester. But we've been trying with the promoter now for the last 2 years, and he's finally decided that he's going to give us a chance, and we're supporting Subhumans with Epic Problem, Bastard Face and Patchwork Society at the Star and Garter in Manchester on the 29th of April. And you can't get better than supporting a band like the Subhumans, to be fair. In 87 and 88 we supported the UK subs quite a lot. We did 5 or 6 gigs with them. We got offered to go on a tour with them, American tour and Canadian tour in 1988, but our bass player had just left and it just wasn't the right
that's
time.
a shame.
You know, we would have done it, but yeah, I mean, there's lots of bands that I respect every band that goes out there and gets up and plays music. Yeah, you've got to. That's yeah.
On last week's show, I played the track "Politician." Tell us about that track.
Politician was wrote back in 1980 odd, and there's a line in it. David Cameron, we use his name now, and back in the day it was Derek Hatton. So you know how old that track is, when Derek Hatton was a prevalent, let's say, Labour politician. What's it about? I suppose it's about the greed of politicians. You know, we've all seen that over the last few years, haven't we? About expenses and things like that.
Absolutely.
And it's just that vein. What we're trying to do with the song is put the person into the position of being a politician. I'm a politician. You know, I mean, for 3 minutes we're giving the person an opportunity to be that politician, but it also gives the opportunity for that person to be a little bit angry at the political scene and scenario that's surrounding them at the moment.
Yep. Well, Martin from Pre-Menstrual Tension, thank you so much.
Thanks very much, Danny.
One more thing.
Yeah.
A wee jingle.
Yeah.
Oh you say, look at his face. I'm Martin from Pre-Menstrual Tension, and you're listening to Danny Mac.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And you can jazz it up a wee bit if you like, or whatever. Change it a bit, or whatever. Just keep it simple.
Right.
I'm
deep breath.
Deep breath.
I'm Martin from Pre-Menstrual Tension,
not one in yet.
and you're listening to Danny Mac.
Right. Again.
I'm Martin from Pre-Menstrual Tension, and you're listening to Danny Mac.
Perfect first time. He's done well. I was saying that sometimes when you do interviews, people forget things.
Yeah.
But you're writing a book, so that's not going to happen. I usually got to do the jingle about 3 times. You know what I mean? And I usually say to them, do it 3 times and I'll pick the best one. Thanks very much.
He's got
Thanks,
a good radio voice.
When's that going to go on then?
Probably Wednesday.
Oh, nice one.
This week.
Yeah, nice
Probably
one.
Wednesday this week. Hopefully I can have that all done for then.
First time you've been filmed?
Aye.
Aye.
A chop.
I've got a face for radio.
Oh, we all. Thanks, Dennis.
Thanks very much.
Yes, thank you.